So, hello and welcome to chapter 3. This chapter will be covering Greek Easter and really everything that is encompassed by Lent. Because, you see, as I said in the previous video, Greek Lent is kind of completely different to other Christian culture Lent, like Catholic Easter and Greek Easter, same concept really, Jesus died on the cross, whatever, but it's completely different the way it's celebrated and kind of done. After I moved from Greece in 2011, I went to a Catholic school in New York, so I kind of saw both sides of how things are done, and I was a bit confused as to why things were to be done a certain way when I grew up seeing them done another way, and I was like, what's going on? It was a bit weird, but I'm gonna cover all the basic differences that pretty much go through in Lent and time before Lent, it's kind of like Carnival, Mardi Gras type, part of the year, and also things we do during Holy Weekend for Easter. So yeah, as I said, there's a big difference in customs, right? So for starters, there is no Ash Wednesday. There's just Cathara Leftera, which literally means clean Monday. It's the start of Lent. You go clean, you cleanse your body from all the bad stuff that you've been eating the rest of the year. Processed food, whatever. Because, fasting during Greek, Lent is really hardcore. It's not no meat on Fridays and quitting one thing you, really love. It's just, certain days you can't have fish. Certain days, most days you can't have meat. You, almost every day you can't have oil. It's most times it's just really going on a vegan diet almost, it's really, really strict in how you follow it. And my grandma at home, it would be really hard to escape it because everything she would cook would be in adherence to the day's fasting laws kind of, or the rules you have to follow or whatever. So it'd be really hard for me because I always eat or I rather enjoy more processed foods than I do homemade meals, which is bad, but I really enjoy my odd day of McDonald's, which is 3 times a week, which is really bad. But yeah, it's just, I'm a big meat eater, so Lent is really hard to keep up with, and especially Holy Week. Oh my god, you're just pretty much eating vegetables during Holy Week. That's all you're eating, apples, just going a whole week eating apples and water, which theoretically is a good cleanse for your body, but it's just so hard to keep up if you're not used to it. So yeah, just there's Mardi Gras in southern part of the United States, and Carnival in other parts of the world. In Greece we have Apokrias, which is kind of it's really a mixture of Halloween and Carnival, because you dress up as your favorite character and or whatever you want to do. I used to be a witch, or one year I went as a rich person because that was an outfit. You buy outfits you would for Halloween type thing, from a costume store, and then you'd buy even 2 or 3 because it's a week and a half it lasts for. So your school would have multiple parties, or your friends would have a party and your school would have a party. So some people don't care wearing the same thing to multiple events, but I would kind of want to improvise and have 25 different outfits for 25 different events, which is not very practical money-wise because, you don't fit in them the next year. But anyway, it doesn't matter. And pretty much what you do is, you play with your friends. There's music playing at school. You dance on tables, no classes. Just going to school and pretty much dancing and partying, really. Yeah, you just pay, a 10-year admission fee and you'd go, to the party. And you'd be up until, 12:31 in the morning when you're, 7 years old, because that's how it goes there. Yeah, it was really great. But I feel in America, the Greeks, nobody really follows that, or in other parts of the world, really. It's just in Greece, the flying the kite on Cathara Leftera, nobody does that, really. Or the eating lagana and the healthy bread and stuff. Nobody really does that because, I guess it's not really part of American culture or other culture in other parts of the world, but in America, personally, I've never seen it. Or really Apocalypse being done, not even in Greek school, which is a bit disappointing. My sisters go to Greek school, and it'd be a bit nice to do that. I mean, I know they learn about it, but, why not do it? Have a party with, dressing up. But I suppose when you have Halloween in America, it doesn't really add up to have another one, because then the kids are going to be like, oh, I already had Halloween, why? Yeah. So, yeah, we also have, in the school, those days, we play with, confetti and serpatines, which is kind of like silly string. And there's this thing called the kaitanaki, right, which is pretty much like a stick with like pieces of fabric coming out of it, like say 20 strands of fabric, and the kids grab onto it and they run around. And yeah, it's pretty much, like, it's fun when you're little, but when you're an adult, you're kind of looking like it's pointless, but it's tradition. So during Lent and coming up to Holy Week, your godparent is supposed to bring you a labada, which, like, during, like, all of Lent, like, there's so many advertisements, especially on the cartoon channels, about, like, labadas for the kids, which is pretty much like a candle with, like, extra decorations on it, like, pretty pretty. And for the kids, they do this thing where it's, like, a labada on it with, like, some, like, Barbie on it, or, like, Hot Wheels for boys, or, like, some car or something, or some action person. And, like, for the girls, it's always, like, Barbies, flowers, Polly Pockets used to be when I was little, or Bratz dolls. And, along with the candle, you would also get a big toy, or, like, an egg and also a toy, or, like, an egg and a labada and a toy, or just an egg, or whatever. It would be, like, an unlimited combination of stuff, but pretty much it became so materialistic when I was little. And all my friends would get, like, all the toy ones, and I would never get the toy ones. I would just get, a nice simple one, or, like, a very pretty one that was just plain, and it just had, I would get, like, some clothes with it or something. But pretty much your godparent gives you a gift, as well as a candle and an egg, a chocolate egg with stuff inside it. They do the chocolate egg in other parts of the world. I've seen it here, I've seen it in America, but in America I would only see it in the Greek stores and the Spanish stores, not really in the other stores, or like the big supermarkets. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I've never seen it there. Anyway, but yeah, you get the candle, and what you're supposed to do with the candle is you go to church on Easter Sunday. Well, it's Holy Saturday at midnight, and then it becomes Easter Sunday, and pretty much it's like the priest says Christos Anesti, and you're supposed to get, like, the Agios, which is, like, the holy light. So the priest goes Christos Anesti, which means Christ is risen, and you say Alithos Anesti, which means Christ is risen indeed. He really is risen. It's truly risen. I think there's a video by Mr. Panos, who's also a Greek guy. He's really funny if you want more insight of it. He's kind of like more like satirical and humorous than informative, but videos are 100% worth watching. I love Mr. Panos. So mentioning the Christos Anesti and Alithos Anesti, right? On Easter Sunday, as soon as you come back from church, from, like, the mass and everything, the whole Christos Anesti, whatever, Thanato Patesis, so, like, there's a whole church anthem for it, which I'm not going to sing because that's not what I'm here to do. But, like, you're supposed to, like, dye eggs red, on Holy Thursday, I believe. Yeah, on Holy Thursday, and there's some other day, but I can't remember it. You're supposed to dye eggs red, and, like, put, like, decorations on them and make them all pretty. And in some other tradition, like, now it's become, you can also dye your egg green, purple, blue, yellow, whatever color you want, but the traditional color is red, because it's the blood of Jesus. And, it's very holy and whatever, it's just a tradition. I think they dye the eggs in other cultures as well, but they don't just stick to red. But in Greece, it's supposed to be only red. And pretty much you come back from church, right? And I don't have eggs to do this right now, and I wouldn't do it right here, but you're supposed to hard boil them after you dye them, or no, before you dye them. And, like, then one person takes an egg, another person takes another egg, and you're supposed to say Christos Anesti, smack one egg, then Alithos Anesti, smack the other egg. And whichever egg breaks first is the loser's egg, and then, because, it's boiled, you can just take the outside and just eat the egg. But, yeah, again, I don't really see people do that outside of Greece. Like, my grandparents do it, and my family does it because we're just Greeks to the bone, but, like, other Greek families, I don't really see them doing it, and I'm like, why don't you do it? Because, you're Greeks, embrace your culture. But yeah, that's what we do for the egg thing. I know other cultures do the egg thing as well, but I don't think they just break it like we do. If they do, it'd be nice to know. But yeah, and it's just, like the breaking of the egg, and yeah. So for the Easter Sunday meal, right, what we do is we wake up early in the morning, and then the older people do anyway, and they get the souvla ready, which is where they make the lamb, and they also get the grill ready to make the paidakia, and they also get the kokoretsi ready, which also goes on the souvla or the grill after the lamb is done, or simultaneously with the lamb. So pretty much, like, we buy whole lamb, just dead lamb, and you put the whole thing on one stick, and it literally rolls around, and you watch it cooking with its eyes melting, just staring at you while you cook it, and it's spinning around while you were just talking to your family, all happy. Yeah, it sounds very grim, but it's whatever. I was never scarred by it when I was a child. But yeah, we eat lamb, we eat paidakya, which is kind of like pork chops, really, but much tastier than pork chops. But that probably some spice we use. And we make kokoretsu, which is pretty much the guts of the lamb, guts of other animals as well, but I can't remember what animal. It's very bad, I can't remember, but yes, it's kokoretsu. And we also have the eggs, we have the chocolate from the days before, and I think we also make like other dishes too, but like kind of like side dishes. Nobody cares for them really. They just care for the main stuff, like salad, Greek salad. Sometimes we make pasticcio too. My grandma makes pasticcio all the time, but that was because we're in America, and it'd be not as easy to do the lamb. But a lot of people outside of Greece who are Greek do the lamb on like the shuvla. So it's good to see people still doing that instead of other things. They're doing that at least, keeping one tradition alive. Good for you. So yeah, it's just the lamb, the kokoretsu, and paidakya. But for dessert, we usually just go and get like cake, or we get usually like the grandmas make biscuits, kulurakya, which is like homemade. And we also go like to the regular bakery or Zaharoplastio, and we get like sweets and stuff. So it's always overall a very nice holiday, but it's also not as good as Christmas for me. Like I would rank it Christmas, probably Easter, and no, Christmas my birthday, then Easter. So I feel like it'd be very helpful if I also got some suggestions on what to do next. I mean, I have some like direction or ideas of what to do next, but I feel like I shouldn't just be doing these videos off what I want to do. I should actually ask for some feedback on what to do them on. So if there's something you want to hear about, you can just comment or message me or whatever, and I'll do a video on it. Provided that there's enough information to cover it, obviously, but there probably is information on like everything. So yeah, again, thanks for watching. For everybody who watches these, thanks for actually taking time of your day to like listen to me blab and talk. And also, I really don't mean to offend anybody with these videos. Like, they're just for fun, right? Just to educate other people. Like, it's just something you talk about over dinner. Like, yeah, it's just pretty much it. Anyway, I'll make another video probably next week. I was supposed to make this video on Tuesday, but life is just busy. I'm just busy. So yeah, probably make a video sometime next week and I'll post it. Alright, thanks.